Lwando, it's a fast-moving story. Sometimes the information changes on the hour, at the hour. What's the latest insofar as the figures are concerned as a start?
Well, thank you very much, Ayanda. Well, indeed, it is fast-moving, and we do have the latest figures now, which still currently stand at 7 people that have been deceased and 39 that are currently pinned underneath this debris. So we do understand that this is a very volatile situation. I'll just step out of shot, Ayanda, just to describe what is currently happening. Earlier this morning, there was a briefing to the rescue workers in terms of the plan today. As you can see, close to those scaffolds where the crane is actually operating, that is where they will be cutting. That is where they'll be cutting those scaffolds, and in cutting them, they want to actually penetrate that side of the building. We do understand that the head of disaster management in the Western Cape told us that they want to focus on the parking lot area. You would understand that this building was going to be an apartment block with a basement and a parking. So that is the side of the basement and the parking, and there are some cars that they're also trying to remove from that side as well. So we will be getting an opportunity to go there and see what visuals we can get from there. But now, before everything starts, they're just going to remove those scaffolds using that crane and the manpower that they currently have on the ground. You'd understand that, Ayanda, this is an operation that's been ongoing now for more than 40 hours. So it is a race against time, and it is very critical in terms of saving lives. Even the way operations are actually conducted here, you'd understand that yesterday, time and time again, the entire scene will go into silence if they would make contact with someone as they are using heavy machinery, so that they can at least establish and try and hear what someone would be trying to say that is pinned underneath this particular concrete block. We do also understand, Ayanda, that this particular apartment, the building plans for this apartment block to be built were submitted in December 2022 and were approved last year in July, and we understand that it is a local company, Neotrend ICE Projects, that are responsible for the building of this particular or who are appointed to actually construct this apartment building. But the situation remains volatile. Rescue workers are on the ground and they're trying to recover and rescue, in fact, the 39 unaccounted for people that are still pinned underneath here. We do understand that some of those that have been rescued are in hospital health facilities receiving medical treatment. Ayanda.
Yeah, in fact, in the latest statement, Lwando, that we've just received an update at 9 o'clock saying 16 of those who've been rescued are in a critical condition, 6 are facing life-threatening injuries, and 7 are dealing with minor injuries. As you've mentioned, well over 24 hours since this search and rescue effort has gotten underway. In a media briefing yesterday, officials were telling us that the morale is still high, but as the clock continues to tick on, I imagine even how people are feeling around the site might be changing.
No, most definitely, Ayanda. Emotions are high, even with some family members that we've seen here yesterday. The frustrations are there in terms of getting an update or identifying some of their loved ones that have been part of this tragedy. We understand that on Monday afternoon, a total of 75 construction workers were on site at the time of this collapse. So, and we understand that the provincial authorities also mentioned that after 3 days, this will then no longer be a mission of rescue and a mission of rescuing these people, but it would be just to recover.
Oh, yeah, that's really difficult. You can only imagine what the families might be going through, at least at this particular moment. Many people who are watching, Lwando, this might be their first update for the day, and they might be wondering how those 2 other workers were rescued overnight. Perhaps take us back to that moment when these 2 individuals, at different stages, I understand, were successfully pulled from the rubble whilst alive.
Well, it is a very critical operation, Ayanda, and you would understand that with the use of the machinery that is being used here, the cranes and the drills, so it is very critical to actually cut through the concrete blocks to kind of not cut very deeply into it so that they might not injure people who are already injured underneath this debris. So those operations happened throughout the night at around 10 and in the early hours of this morning at around 1, people were being able to were recovered, as the Western Cape head of disaster management Colin Diner has also confirmed that they were able to rescue them using the different machinery that they have on site currently.
Yeah, what's your sense around how the community there generally is doing? The update we received yesterday from the mayor, Leon van Wyk, was that there'd been a lot of assistance, nearby coffee shops staying open well into the night to assist some of those rescue officials. Has that support been sustained, at least from what you've been able to see?
Most definitely, Ayanda. Although emotions are running high, the assistance from this community is a lot, because we've seen them assisting with water, coffee, food right through the night. So the assistance to the community from churches, from humanitarian aid group Gift of the Givers is also here on site. So the assistance is highly appreciated by authorities for these rescue workers. We also have volunteers, Ayanda, who've actually taken out of their time to come and assist. So it is a multi-stakeholder operation from all walks of life coming here to assist people who are pinned underneath these concrete blocks.